Hello YouTubers, we're getting ready to throw a large bowl, and I'm going to start by centering the piece. Okay, here we have a fairly centered piece of clay, and we're ready to start opening it up and working on a piece. It has a bit of a wobble in it still, but I think that will pull through during the throwing process. Just going to drop a hole. I think it's so interesting watching the other videos on YouTube to just see how many different ways there is to do this, and how everybody seems to kind of develop their own technique. And don't ever let anybody tell you that is wrong. I don't think there's one way to do this. I think everybody does it differently, and I think whatever works for you is a good thing. Pottery is just a hobby for me. I'm certainly not a professional. You can probably tell from the videos. I'm actually a counselor during the day, so I find that this is kind of my therapy, something that I do to kind of help keep me as centered as possible. No pun intended there. Okay, now before I pull the piece, I want it to be as centered as possible. So I'm going to work on just kind of trying to center that up a little bit. Straightening out the walls. Not really doing any pulling. I'm just kind of, I don't know, in some ways maybe just getting it ready for pulling. Okay, this is what I'm seeing from my perspective. I have a little bit of a break down in here where the clay is a little too thin. The bottom looks pretty good, nice and flat, but probably a little bit too thick. So I need to open that up just a little bit more. So I'm going to do that next. I don't know if you can see my dog, if you've seen my dog in the frame at all. I'm going to kind of put the camera over on him. It's my dog Riley. Isn't he cute? He knows I'm talking about him, and he likes to kind of watch me throw sometimes. Okay, we're ready to start pulling this piece up, and we're going to start by making a groove on the outside, gathering up some clay there. Here we go. Okay. That's not a bad pull either. I'm pleased with the pieces staying centered. So that's always a good sign. Okay, we're ready to do our third pull. This time I'm going to use the blue rib tool. It's one of my favorite tools. Here's the inside. Doesn't look very much different than it did the first time. It's just a little taller. Side view. I'm pleased that piece is staying well centered. Okay, I'm going to do another pull. The goal of this pull is to try to get that wobble out a little bit. Try to straighten this up, maybe push it a little bit back onto the base. Okay, let's try stretching the clay out a bit, see if we can make this into an interesting shape. And I'm going to go back to my favorite tool, the blue tool, and this one I'm going to put it on the inside. It's not a bad bowl. I'm going to try to once again kind of get that a little bit more centered, kind of get out the wobblies, push this out a little bit more, and then reflare the top a bit. I opened up the bowl, but you know, I'm still just not real crazy about the shape. Let me show you a profile view. Here's kind of the profile. Not terrible, but you know, it's not anything to write home about. We can kind of, I'm not real crazy about this shape, so I'm going to use my blue tool, see if I can't maybe push out the bottom a bit, just a little bit, bring it up on the side, and bring that on back in, the lip there. Let me remove. I'm happier. Kind of like that shape a little better. Here's kind of the profile now. It's fairly well centered. It's not too lopsided. Overall, not a bad deal. So we'll let that set for a while. Maybe cover it with some plastic, and tomorrow we'll give it a trim, put it in the kiln, and see what we can make out of it. I might make some glazing videos tomorrow if I'm in the mood. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're watching, I would love to hear your comments, so be sure to post, and I will catch you on the flip side.